Hello and welcome. I'm Teresa with High Mesa Standards, and I'm here with the puppies this morning, and we are going to work on off today. The puppies are old enough. They are at 7.5 weeks. They'll be 8 weeks on Tuesday. So we're going to start using the fact that they really want to be up like this to utilize in the training of off, because it's easier that way. If they're already getting up, it's easy to teach off. You can also teach up when you say up and they get up, and then you say off and get off. So it's an up and off game, or on and off game. And I do use the word on rather than up usually, or I'll say load up. If I want to get up on the grooming table, I will actually say load up and tap the table. Or if I want them to get up onto a surface, I will say load up or load up into the car or on. So we're going to play the on-off game today with the puppies. And we're not going to use treats. We're going to use praise today because it's because we're doing it corporately. The reason that I do it corporately, if you can teach them off corporately, you can easily teach them off when they're by themselves. So I'm trying to help them to understand that we all have to stay off together. Nobody gets pets if you're on me. And from this point on, like if you have a jumping puppy, from the point that you decide that you're going to teach off, you need to try and be very persistent and consistent with saying off and not petting them every time they come and jump up on you. So what I'm going to try and do, and this doesn't always work, and one's biting my toe, is that we will try from this moment to not ever let them come and jump up on us again. So that doesn't always work. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you're busy and you get distracted and they're jumping all over you. I get it. But for the most part, you want to approach your puppy understanding that they're probably going to jump on you and you need to be ready with the command and with the praise. So the timing is extremely important. So as soon as they jump up on you, you need to say off. And you can literally take their chest and push them off, or you can wait for them to get off and then praise them when their feet hit the ground. But at this point, they already have been getting a little bit of that training, so I'm expecting them to get off on their own. If they don't, I'm going to be a little harsher in my command. You'll hear it in my voice, because they do already understand the off command. You have to be fair in the way that if you are going to give a command and expect it to be followed through, you need to know first that they understand the English word off, or the English word no, or down, or whatever word you're using to get off of you, or be quiet. So you have to be fair, firm, and fun. So we're going to do those three things right now, and I'm going to show you how I do it in a private setting with a bunch of crazy puppies. They're all trying to get the cat right now, so I'm going to go let the cat outside, and I will be right back here with the puppies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just let them do what they do for attention, which is to get on me, and then I'm going to say off. I'm going to wait. Good girl. And then I'm going to praise. Okay, so they might be getting on something over there. I'm going to also try to breach that area and say off. So puppies, puppies, puppies. Come puppies. Come here. Off. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. Okay, so when they come and they sit in front of me, that's when they're going to get the attention. They're never going to get pet anymore, hopefully, while they're on me. Off. Off. Yes, good girl. Now, off. This one, she jumps right back up. Off. And then there's Independence, who hardly ever jumps on me. So it's hard to teach her off because she's already not jumping on. But you still need to teach these puppies that word. Pup, 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 pup. Come, pups. Come here. Ganusha. Off. Yes, good girl. Hey, what are you biting? Stop that. No. Kenosha's busy with the ball, so I'm going to go grab her because I want her to pay attention. I'm going to move this out of the way. Osha, come. Okay, so now since they're not paying attention to me and they're playing, I'm going to use a ball. Come. Hey, come. Off. Yes, good girl. Stop petting as soon as they jump, and then start petting as soon as they're not jumping. Now, if you notice, Independence is off here in the distance. She does not like to get into the mix of jumping puppies. She just doesn't like that. So she'll go off a lot of times. Off. Yes, good girl. A lot of times she'll go off and sit alone like that. And that is exactly how her mother was. Her mother would not compete with other dogs. She either got attention on her own, based on her own merit, or she did not get attention at all. She didn't care. She was like, I am not going to get into this. Off. Imogene, off. I'm going to push her a little bit. Good girl. Come here. Come, puppies. Come on. Come here. Good girl. Off. Yes, good girl. Hey, no fighting. Sit. Off. Good girl. Good job, Kenosha. Good girl. Oh, good girl, Brunella. Good job. Yes. So I've only been doing this a few minutes, and they're already understanding that I'm not going to pet them if their feet are on me. So come. As soon as she gets up, good job, Kenosha. And Kenosha really likes attention, so she's probably going to learn fast. Off. Yes, good girl. Hey, no fighting. Come here, puppies. Pop. Good girl. Hi, Indy. Hi. Hello. Let's see if we could get Indy to get some lessons here. Hey, Indy. No, she's like, I already get it. I already know. I know what the lesson is, and I'm already gone. So Indy's going to be kind of like Mama and be a little bit aloof towards other people petting her too. Rose loves other people, but for some reason, when we go to the store, she will either let somebody pet her or she won't. I'm not sure what makes the decision. People will say it's a judge of a person, but I don't really think that's it, because she will get one person that is an older lady that just wants to pet her so bad, and will come up to her and go, oh, you're so off. You're so beautiful. Let me pet you. And she will literally turn her head the other direction and just stand there. She knows that I won't let her walk away, and she is very obedient. So she won't be mean or anything like that. She just doesn't care. But then she will almost be disobedient when she sees a child down the aisle. She wants to go see it and have it pet her. So it just really depends on who they like. There's some men that she insisted on seeing. She would kind of tug on me a little bit and say, I want to go see that man. We'd go see him, and there would be a reason usually. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I could tell it was resolved. So, anyways, I don't know how I got off on that bunny trail. But, so back to off. Come on, puppies. Got to be on you to get them to get off of you. Good girl. Yes. So I'm going to give her the toy because she sat there nicely. Good job. Come here, puppies. Come here. Off. Good girl, Guanella. And I'm going to give her the toy because she was good and she sat. And what's Indy going to get? Where's the duck, Indy? Where's your duck? She has this little green duck that she carries around. She loves it. Where's your duck? So, I wouldn't call it jealousy. It's just automatic the way that puppies work. You know, I'm going to get more attention because the survival rate of the stronger ones is much greater. I mean, that's just natural instinct. So, good job. But she's learning so fast. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Come, puppies. Boop, boop, boop. Now, see, I called the other puppies and she started to pop up because she sees that they're going to be coming over. Come on. Come, puppies. Come on. Come here, Gwenella. Good girl. Off. Gwenella. Good job. Come here. Off. Yes. Good job. Good job. Yes. Good job, Andy. Oh, off. Off. Yes, good girl. Good girl. So see my timing? As soon as her feet touch the ground, I'm going to praise her. If they were to pop right back up, my hands will go back up here. See this? Yes, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, just a good girl. Yes, yes, good girl. Okay, that's a good girl. This one, Imogen, has a tendency to take my paw and paw me. I'm not sure that's a great idea either. If you're an adult and you don't have any children in the family or whatever, that's probably okay. But if you have elderly that have the thin skin, or if you have children that space is right where the paw's gonna go, that could be painful. So, yes, good girl. Good job, Indy. Good job. Kenosha. Osha. Good girl. Yeah, see, so she loves petting. She just doesn't want to compete. She's not one to compete with the other puppies. She does hold her own in an argument, so she's not completely like passive, but she just doesn't like the crowds. You know, people are that way too. Sometimes I'm that way too. I don't do well in crowds. So, you know, I don't mind being in a crowd. I just don't want them all touching me. And that's kind of how she is. So I get it. And I'm not trying to put human attributes on a dog because they don't think like us a lot of times. But in this case, I feel like that's what she's saying, is that I just don't want to be part of the jumpy craziness. That's not her personality. She's much more reserved. So, what are you doing? Osha, come. Puppy. She's like trying to get the water. So I'm going to go and give her some water real quick. Want water? Okay. Good girl. Good job. That's Gwenella. Good girl. Yes. There's Kenosha. She got her drink. She's happy now. Good job, puppies. All right, so now I'm up here doing it. I'm going to get on the floor. That's going to be a lot harder because they're going to be like popcorn all over me. So we're going to try that. Get right down here. Ow. Off. Yes, good girl. Good girl. I think she's got poop on her shoulder. Ow, hey, that's hard. That hurts. Sit. Good girl. Good job, Andy. Okay, off. Yes. No, off. Did I tell you it would be harder? Good girl. Okay, so accidentally she ends up crawling over to get my shoelace, and so I'm going to praise her for getting off of my body. Good girl. Off. Come here. Come here, puppies. Come here. Maybe lure them over here with the tape. Roll. Off. Good girl. Good job. Hey. Off. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. Yes, good. No, off. No. Off. Yes, good girl. Okay. So if you have to, they're not listening to you, you have to kind of push back forward like this to get them off. Then do it. And if you have to physically push them, you don't want to do that. You want it to be their idea. But if you have to, because they're just not getting it off, then you will do that. And look, she's still going on. Off. Leave it. Good girl. That's better. Now, sometimes too, off. I will look in their eyes, and for some reason that is more intentional to a puppy. If you look in their eyes, they will sometimes mind you better, because that is the way that dogs communicate. So when they look in each other's eyes, it's usually a form of saying, look, I've had it. Off. Good girl. Good job. They're going to get drinks. So this could be like, you could do 5 minutes of off and then come back when they're more excited about seeing you. They're not wandering around. And then come back again and do 5 more minutes of off, and then do 5 more minutes of off. So if you have a puppy, sorry, I'm always doing that. I do have a head. So it's better to just wait to give them the command until you have a training session. Good girl. Off. Off. No. Off. Off. Not gonna touch her. She's mad at me. Good girl. Yes. Good job. Okay. Indy. Off. That's not off, Indy. Off. 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 Yes. Good girl. Now they act like they're not paying attention, but they really are. Off. Off. She doesn't understand, and she's like, cries every time I tell her, but she does it. So yes, she goes, I think that's what she wants, but I want to give her kisses. No, you can't give kisses. You can give kisses. Off. Off. Yes, good girl. Good girl. So she gives up. Off. 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 Yes. No. Off. 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 Yes, good girl. Okay, so some dogs will kind of, yes, you're being so good. She's intently looking at me saying, no. See, as soon as I start talking, they're all on top of me. So you can't get so distracted that you are not following through. And it's really hard. I totally get it. I totally get it. Of all people, I get it. And so I'm not judging when somebody doesn't do this right or correctly or all the time, 100% of the time. I'm just telling you how is the most effective way. Ow, that hurts. Ouch, you got poop in your ear. Ew, I'm touching it. And this little girl is just being so good right now, aren't you, Imogene? Get off. Off. All right, I'm gonna get on my knees because it's a little easier for me to get them off of me immediately because they're still not getting off all the way. We're gonna get here. Leave it. We'll also start teaching leave it here soon too, but I'm using the word and kind of teaching a little bit as they live. So, good girl. She's off. Yes. Good girl. Off. Good girl. Yes. Who else is off? Gwynella. Ella. Gwynny. Oh, she's off too. Good job, Kenosha. Kenosha's off. I know, I'm still, she gives me these looks like me, I'm doing it. Indy's like, I don't care anymore. I just want to chew on my toy. And Gwynella's behind me on my foot. No, leave it. Leave it. Now, off and leave it can be used together. They can be used as the same word even, because off means off of things, and leave it sometimes means off of something too. So you can use off or leave it interchangeably a lot of times, but I use leave it a lot of times for food related items or children or cats or, objects that I don't want them to touch at all. I don't even want them to put their nose to it. So, because what if it's a fire or something hot that will hurt them, or a cat that's mean or whatever. You need to be able to say, leave it, and they will turn the other direction. So it's for their safety as well as for your sanity, because you want to be in the house and in the kitchen, and you see them sniffing on the countertop, and you say, leave it, and they immediately will put their head down and say, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't going to touch that steak. So poodles have a high tendency of counter surfing. I have talked to many poodle owners, and where some of my other dog breeds would never even think about the countertop, the poodle is smart enough to know that all food sits on the countertop at some point. So they're smart that way. So we do use the leave it command, and I start teaching that usually around 8 weeks. So we're starting that. And the way that I start leave it training, I'll put that in another video. I don't have it yet. Well, I might have it on one of my older videos, but I don't have it with this litter yet. So, and some things change with my the ways that I'm doing things, because I'm learning too as I see things that are profitable to work on, and then I see things that are just not working right, and I will change my technique. I learn too. I go on YouTube videos. I learn what other people do. Off, and off. No, off. Yes, good girl. And I will, hold on, I got a fight going on. Hey, stop fighting. Stop fighting. No, leave it. Yes, good girls, good girls. Where was I? Oh, so I learn too from YouTube videos, and I will a lot of times say this, I think there's got to be a better way to teach this, and so I will change my techniques. So probably watching the earlier videos is good, but watching the more recent videos is going to be better because I've learned more as well. So I'm doing research for you so that you can learn faster how to deal with your puppy. Leave it. Leave it. She's got an infatuation with the carpet. Off. Off. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. And Indy's just sitting here so nicely. Good girls. Off. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Off. So, it's not going to happen the first time. Off. Especially with them being this young. Off. But, eventually they're going to say, I do not want to hear that word again. Off. And I get much more attention when my feet are on the ground. So when I come and meet them in the morning, they're all jumping. So now at this point, because they're old enough to get it, I will not touch them until they are off on all fours on the ground. And then I will reach over and pet them. They will jump up immediately to reach me, because they're trying to greet me. And that's how puppies greet. Right, Indy? But we don't want to encourage that. So as soon as they start jumping up, I withdraw. And as soon as their feet are on the ground, my hands go back down and pet. So that will help you too. Like when you are entering a room, say you enter through the door, and I'll just maybe do an example of that. So let me turn this around, and I'll show you what I do when I'm entering the door and they are wanting to greet me. So I'm going to go out. They're going to try and get out, so I'm going to try to keep them in. See? Nope. Nope. Now they're going to go out instead. Good job. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Off. Good girls. Good jobs. So I'm not greeting them. Good girl. I'm not greeting them until they're on the ground. Good job. Good job. Yes. Quinella. Good girl, Indy. Yes, good girl. Okay, I'm not greeting them until they're calm and their feet are on the ground. Little Miss Hip Hop here. Okay, So that's what you're going to practice. You'll come in the door. If they start jumping on you, you just can cross your arms and stand there. And as soon as they're on the floor, all feet on the floor, you can get all excited and say, yes, puppy. Yes, puppy. Good puppies. Good puppies. Yes. Yes. Good girl. No, she is really smart. She's getting fast, even though she doesn't like that. I would say the biggest jumper is Imogene or Guanella at this point. Guanella's a big jump. She's like a little grasshopper. She hops all the time. And I don't mind if dogs hop as long as they're not touching my person. So you might not like that. But I don't mind it if they're jumping out there. I just don't want them jumping on me or touching me or getting in under my feet because I don't think that's a good thing to have them do either. Like if they see people and they're jumping right here and they trip somebody, you know, you're being good now. I'm sorry. You are being good. So anyways, that's it for today. I hope you've learned something. I know that I learn every time I'm with the puppies, and I learn new techniques every day for better training. And whatever I learn, sorry, there's light there. Whatever I learn, I will share with you gladly and freely. And I just hope you guys enjoy it. Blessings.